We Play Dota 2 League action continues right now. It's time for Navi versus Team Liquid, our deciding game number 3. I'm LD.
And I'm Gods. It's game 3, Navi Alliance. Oh, sorry, Navi Liquid.
Almost as good as Navi Alliance.
Almost as good as Navi Alliance.
If Navi win this game, we get Navi Alliance in our playoffs.
Yeah, that's
guaranteed.
Cool.
So that would be fun. But
if they lose, then they drop down versus EG. EG still fighting for survival. So at least one American team guaranteed in the top 4 in the prize money. Possibly we get 2 if Navi falter.
Absolutely. So it comes to a deciding game 3. Game 1 was a stomp in favor of Navi. Game number 2 was a stomp in favor of Liquid. So now, game 3, do we get a good game?
Yeah,
we can hope.
We hope.
We'll hop into the draft now. The draft is underway. Navi, unfortunately, Havost is having severe internet/PC issues.
Yes.
And it appears, Gods, he has been replaced for this game by a stand-in.
Yep. Chill's going to be playing instead of him, who's a German player. Don't know too much about him other than that. I think he's played on Ublis for a little bit. But he's going to be the stand-in for Havost this game, so that either means he's going to be playing Havost carry role, or we see Puppy once again on carry, and maybe Chill will be on that support role.
It mostly just depends what the stand-in's comfortable with. That generally seems to be the trend for Navi. If they bring in somebody who's an off-laner, they're happy to move one of their players around to accommodate that player. If he's a support, they'll adjust accordingly.
10 seconds remaining.
I imagine that Chill will be playing his natural role, not forced into something uncomfortable.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, we go to the draft now. Liquid had the first pick this game. They started with a Wisp, Navi, a quick Batrider Naga reply. Timbersaw then getting picked up by Liquid. I do want to point out that the Troll, as well as the Elder Titan banned again, and the X Factor here, I suppose, is that the Chen got banned this time around.
Yeah, Navi not wanting to have to verse that. So far, Chen winning both the 2 games so far for both teams, as well as Timbersaw. So Chen and Timbersaw on the winning team, both game 1 as well as game 2.
Yeah, I feel like the Chen was... the Timbersaws did fine, but I feel like the Chen was the real game-changing here.
Yeah.
Game 2 especially, we just mostly saw Koik for farming, which was fine, but... whereas we saw game 1, Puppy's early smoke ganks on Chen completely broke the game open. And in game 2, it was similar for Fluff, where coming to the fights at the right time, timely hands of Gods really turned the tide.
Now in the second ban stage, you're looking at both these 2 teams starting banning out some of these hard carries. Antimage as well as the TC Alchemist. I especially like this Antimage ban. Antimage is great against Timbersaw, good against Wisp because you can't relocate ganking because he just blinks out, and in general would be a great hero for Navi to use here.
And also Navi, despite normally being aggressive, they will turn to an Anti-Mage if they really need to win a game. We saw that a lot, especially at TI2, where they pick up the Faceless Void for Havost, the Anti-Mage for Havost, and even when he plays something like a Juggernaut, he'd play it more as a hard carry and go really greedy with the item. So Anti-Mage, similar idea. He's the finisher, if you will, for a lot of teams. But Navi actually banned Riki, which I don't think I've ever seen Liquid run Riki Wisp.
No, I don't think so either. I think Navi just have a few... Navi ran it? Alliance definitely have. Lotus played it.
Yeah,
Loda
Navi
loves
ran
his
it in
Riki.
this tournament, actually. They ran it versus... It was either... I think it was Scary Faces. The aggressive tri-lane with Puppy's Enchantress. Okay. And the game was over in like 8 minutes.
Well, I guess Navi a bit worried about that Wisp Riki. I was thinking last game when the Wisp came out, maybe we looked towards a Riki, but the Alchemist worked out so much better. Liquid going to go for a Mirana, which is possibly a 4 position, possibly like their tri-lane farmer, but they haven't got like a good setup yet for it, so it's a very early and interesting Mirana pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird to pick Mirana and Wisp as your 2 supports, because like you said, there's just no setup stuff.
Yeah.
They could get a carry that maybe has something of a reliable setup. I'm trying to think who's in the pool. Alk actually got banned. He would have been a decent option, but...
Yes. They could go like the Wisp CK.
Yeah.
I think at this point they need to... If they're running Mirana as... Well, I guess maybe they could look to run Mirana as one of their core heroes and go for some dual lanes, but...
They could do a lane mid. We've seen that be very successful for like Vici Gaming, for example.
Yeah. Go for
we've seen in the West before from Fnatic.
I guess it's a matter of how much that suits the heroes. Like, if they do a Wisp CK mid and have TC playing, like, a safe lane Mirana carry, but then it's like, well, you have, like, a Bulba CK, which that's definitely not a Bulba hero, but we'll see exactly what Liquid want to do here. They've got the Timbersaw, which is probably Koikva's hero, but could just as easily be Bulba's hero for the mid lane if they still want to go for that Koik for Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, I think that's the one difference, is Prophet's still in the pool this game. Yeah. And they actually ban out Bounty Hunter, who is, as much as anything, a nuisance to the Nature's Prophet.
Okay, so Navi with a Ventral Spirit. So haven't mentioned too much about this hero, but this is, I guess, maybe somewhat of a pushing support hero with the Aura as well as the Howl, just scouting for vision, giving you some good minus armor. Navi have a lot of minus armor here with the Riptide as well from the Naga Siren, so definitely look towards them picking up some kind of a physical damage DPS carry hero.
Yeah, it also gives them the option to, well, they go for Nature's Prophet. So, scratch that thought. I was going to say go for like a Jungle Enigma and remove one of the best counters to it. Puppy has been known to run that at times, but now that they have Prophet, we don't expect to see that. So, it's just the hard carry. And also, again, like you said, question is, who's going to be playing it? We even saw Kuroki play carry for these guys before in Alienware Cup when they were messing around with the roles.
Yes.
So either Kuroki or Puppy definitely could be, or maybe it's Chill. But either way, they get the profit. They deny it to Liquid, which I think is even the more important aspect of this pick.
Yeah, we look towards
10
probably a
seconds
Dendi Bat right in the
remaining.
mid lane. Something Na'Vi every now and then do is that farming Vengeful Spirit. They've had some
5
mixed
seconds
results with it.
remaining.
And
Yeah.
with the Naga Siren, I think you've got the secondary carry in the Nature's Prophet. I feel like a farming Vengeful Spirit could
Reserve
maybe work
time.
okay with a lineup like this. Because it's not like they need a hard carry, at least not yet, because Liquid themselves are going just, well, pure
Navi's
kind of like
turn
early
to
to mid game. And
ban.
they go for a Sand King, which is a nice hero to team up with a Wisp, and also some good synergy with the Mirana. So it looks like we will have a farming Mirana.
I think Liquid should, or Lavi should really ban Gyrocopter here, because that's the carry that Liquid just love to turn to. The Alk's already gone from the pool.
10
Well,
seconds
dude, Liquid,
remaining.
they want a mid hero here, I feel like, with their last pick. They've
You don't think it's going to be like a
5
Timbersaw mid for
seconds
Bulba?
remaining.
and like a Mirana offlane.
Yeah, or even Farming Ancients.
Yeah,
Team
possibly.
Liquid's
It could
turn
well
to
be.
bat.
Have Liquid done that Ancients like Mirana Windrunner much
No,
before?
that's true. They haven't done it. We'll have to see. I guess the other option is they dual lane with the Wisp mid. They get like a Chaos Knight or something.
Yeah.
Offlane the Timbersaw and run the Farming Mirana Sand King in the safe lane.
Yeah, the problem with Liquid's lineup is
Navi's
Mirana is a
turn to
very
pick.
bad, just straight up offlane hero. Like, you can't get experience or farm. You can't also do much without levels, I feel.
You can do the Ancient thing. It's a bit
Yeah.
slower, and if you want to do that, I think Windrunner is just generally a better choice. But
Yes.
being able to just constantly throw arrows mid is nice, and that's something Windrunner doesn't offer you.
Yeah. It could definitely help out against a Batright if he's getting very aggressive there. So Liquid...
It would also be some like poetic justice, because Navi's on tactics could be turned against them.
Morphling from Na'Vi.
Team
Liquid
Liquid's
have
turn
a-
to pick.
Decent lineup to deal with the Morphling, I feel. Like,
Yeah.
They've got a ton of lockdown here.
A lot of stuns. Timbersaw with the Whirling Death in general, lowering Morphling stats, and just the burst damage is there. So, be interesting to see exactly what Na'Vi will do. They go Dragon Knight for Bulba in the middle lane. So, if you're running the Mirana like as a trailing,
So mid Mirana. Oh no, sorry, it's safe lane Mirana
Yeah.
for TC.
yeah. I guess you can't really lane Mirana anywhere else. It kind of unfortunately, like you can't solo mid with Mirana. You have no damage. You can't offlane Mirana against like a tri lane. So. You need another carry. Mirana's not really a true late game carry, which is where the Dragon Knight comes into play.
Yeah, Liquid have plenty of lockdown here, but we'll have to see how the
Oh,
lanes
yeah.
develop mainly. Sand King Wisp, very potent mid game support duo. Navi have a pretty strong roaming combo though, with the Enchantress, the Vengeful Spirit for Puppy, as well as the Naga Siren for Chill.
And it's a
And this puts
Kuroki
Kuroki
Morphling.
back to his old role, back to
Okay.
that carry role.
Yeah, I'm looking forward.
This
to
is really
seeing-
where he made a big name for himself, way back in the Dota 1
10
days, was
seconds
as a carry
remaining.
player.
Yeah, he used to have like it was the full protect. Well, not so much full protect him. Like he wasn't playing a hard carry role, but he was always in that safe lane farmer and getting a ton of kills and aggression back in the KS Int days.
Well, we'll see if he
Prepare
has
for
similar
battle.
success in this game. It's time for our deciding game 3, ladies and gentlemen. The winner moves on and will play Alliance in the playoffs, guaranteed to be in the money. The loser drops down to play EG in a best-of-5, which will start immediately following this match. The winner of that will move on to play Empire in the playoffs. And with that being said, we'll introduce the teams. Navi on the dire side. Dendi going to be playing your solo mid bat. Puts Puppy onto the Vengeful Spirit. Chill, the stand-in, a known German player apparently, going to be playing the support Naga Siren. Kuroki on the Morphling. And then last but not least, it's Funnick on his offlane Nature's Prophet.
Well, for the Radiant team, we have the American boys. It's Team Liquid, Team America. We've got Koikva, well, the non-American player, playing the off-lane Timbersaw. In the mid lane, it's going to be Bulba on the Dragon Knight. Bottom lane, you've got your trailing Fluff and Stuff on the
30
Wisp,
seconds
TC on the Carry Mirana, and Way 2 on the Sand King.
Yeah, having a Wisp is really nice against Trance, because that extra move speed, you get off so many more auto attacks. A
Yep.
lot easier to kill them when they're trying to block the pull.
Yeah, so Funnick actually going for a Boots first item build as well. Interesting. Normally you see the straight gloves here, because you want to get the minus anyways, or alternatively you go maybe for a Bassy Ring, but...
Well,
Boots
I'm
first.
guessing the thinking here is Sand King's Burrow Strike range is awful at level 1, so they're not really going to be able to get in range to kill him if he goes Boots first, and he might be able to leech some experience out of the lane.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's really no reason to go Boots.
He's going to have to try his best there. Fluff and Stuff is sort of adamant on staying near this bottom to try and kill off these treants. Something he could have maybe done is look to use those mid pulls using the Wisp, but he's going to try and protect this pull camp, but it's not going to be possible. As good as like a trailing you have, Nature's Prophet just needs to summon that second lot of treants, and those are going to come in, and well, Liquid can't stop these from blocking.
Yeah, you need like a Crystal Maiden, and even then, they're always going to block most of the camps. In fact, he'll get both blocks off the bat. Has 3 clarity, so Funnick's off to a good start in his offlane. As for Koikva, he won't be able to shut down the supports directly like that, but he can shut them down indirectly just by forcing at least one to stay in the lane. But overall, you expect Na'Vi to get a little bit more out of their off lane. Or sorry, yeah, Na'Vi, because they're able to block the camps completely. At least for now. Our mid lane is going to be Bulba and the Dragon Knight up against Dendy's Bat Rider, which is going to be a Bottle Crow game for Bulba and for Dendy. Hopefully some rune control and just looking to get a fast Blink Dagger and go ganking.
Yeah. Oh, there's a bit of a wraparound coming here. Koipa needs to be careful. Stun comes out from Puppy. Chill with a Riptide. They're not going for the kill here, just looking for some harass on the Timbersaw, but he's got more than enough regen to shrug this off.
6 tangos and a salve. This is your I am never leaving the lane build from this Timbersaw.
Yeah.
He's not leaving the lane for a while, that much is for sure.
And Liquid, while they aren't actually getting their pull camp, they're killing off a lot of treants. So their supports, you've got 2 CS on the Wisp, 3 on the Wisp, as well as a couple on the Sand King now. He gets up to 2, and, well, actually that one not getting last hit. So they're not farming the neutrals, but they're farming treants.
Problem is, these give crappy gold, and they don't give much experience. Both supports not even close to level 2.
Yeah. Well, they may get this... Are they going to get the... Okay, the 2-minute one will probably be blocked as well. Funnick still has mana for treants, and, well, he's got mana for another treants at the 3-minute mark, so he's going to keep on being very annoying here for these 2 Liquid supports who are just trying to get some levels and unable to do so, which really hurts Wisp, especially, who wants to get that level 6 ASAP. Yeah,
the big camp did spawn, but the key is really shutting down that initial pull camp. I'm honestly surprised that Fluff hasn't just gone mid and gone for some mid pulls. Now, sure, you can block future spawns of that mid camp, but he'd at least get off one.
Well, he actually got the Kobold camp, so I guess it wouldn't have been possible anyways.
You can actually pull them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's what Winter said. They have the speed aura.
It's still... I don't think it's quite... The only way because you pull the mid camp because of the range projectile, while it's in midair, you tether.
Well, they move fast enough that they run close enough to you to bring them into your creep's aggro range.
I'd have to see it to believe it, but...
Yeah, you can pull every camp. I'm pretty sure. We'll hold that discussion, I guess, for another day. And either way, for the time being, he hasn't even checked the camp. So he's just decided, I'm going to stay bottom, try and kill off these treants. And unfortunately, doesn't seem like they're going to be successful. Burrow Strike only hitting 1. Treants should really get into range to block this camp. Indeed, they will.
Yep. 3-minute spawn, not going to happen. And Liquid still having level 1 on the Wisp. Well, Sand King actually level 2.5, so he's getting some levels. But as for Na'Vi, both Naga as well as Vengeful Spirit hitting level 2 and getting close to level 3 as well, especially this Naga Siren. They have this pull fully available to them. But the offlane from Timbersaw is getting a lot more than Funnick is in the offlane. So I guess trade-offs for both these 2 teams.
Yeah, definitely trade-offs, but Prophet can catch up. And he's already level 2. He's still getting a lot. And now the lane's pushing because they have not been able to actually pull. There's 2 range creeps, so it pushes. And Funnick, he's going to get quite a few levels. Wow. And he's also zoned out the support, so still a big advantage to Na'Vi there.
He'll get levels if he doesn't get dived in. It looks like Liquid unable to sort of pose any threat of aggression. So Funnick will get levels, as well as maybe a last hit or 2. But interesting he went for these boots here. I mean, it's nice to get away from living on you, but I feel like in general, just getting that Midas up as fast as possible is probably the more standard way to play this.
Yeah, it is, but I like we were talking about, I still think he's doing more than the other offlane, so Na'Vi will be happy with that overall.
Yep.
And the mid lane going pretty well.
Down onto Funnick at bottom lane. They found an opening. They get an arrow to follow this up as well, and Funnick, he's overstepped his boundaries here at the bottom lane. He got in range of a level 2 Burrow Strike and got brought down.
Yeah, the tether move speed maybe help him to get in range, but big kill there for Liquid, and now that offlane Prophet that was shutting down the supports just gave up a lot of experience. Yep. Suddenly level 2, and Fluff 2.5 at that. Level 3 on your Sand King, and that's the beauty of getting these kills. You don't need pulls to stay in the game.
Yeah. Sand King is with a couple points in the Burrow Strike early, can easily get those long range initiations. Immediately, Prophet going to TP back towards his bottom lane, but even so, he's just got boots. He's not got any more clarity on himself, so he actually can't summon that many treants here. And this is where I feel Funnick, what he can do with this bottom lane is going to be so limited, because this 4-minute pull camp has spawned, and Liquid are going to start going for a double, triple pull through their own jungle, and now they start to really get some farm as well as experience.
And he knows it. He's going jungle right now, so good decision from Funnick. Also, TC has phase boots, so you're not going to be able to stop him from last hitting, and he can just run you down with right clicks at this point, plus 30 damage, so everything looking quite good for Liquid, and we'll see where they go from here. But as for them, they are losing this mid lane quite badly. Dendy CSing really well. He's gotten most of the runes. He's got a haste rune up now. Bulba, Bottle Crowing, getting his levels, but this is where your Bat Rider gets a fast blink and looks to turn the game around for now.
Yeah, Na'Vi, with the haste rune on Bat Rider as well, maybe can start looking for a kill here. I guess Bulba already backed off to his own neutrals here, so he's playing very safe. He's actually at level 6 himself, so if Liquid want to rotate supports in, they could even look for a kill.
Koifa on the top lane. He does Timber Chain away.
Yeah, Koifa just so tanky. Hasn't even gone for the second point in the reactive armor.
Yeah, doesn't need it. They just lack the burst damage here to kill them off.
Now Liquid deciding now's the time to try and push this bottom tier 1, but Nature's Prophet is there. He left the jungle, comes bottom once again, and Treants are there to pull the aggro off the tower and also guarantee Funnick some experience as well as farm. This is a nice big creep wave for him. Gets him level 4. He's fairly safe here with the tier 2 tower as well as the tier 1 up, so Liquid can't really dive him too easily.
Not without their whole tri-lane being there. Way 2 is going to pick up a regen rune, but in comes an arrow. Dendi hasted, but that arrow should be enough to get him to disengage, and Dendi, he'll miss maybe 2 or 3 creeps here, but he's heading right back mid.
Yeah, he was really hoping for a kill, it looks like there. He knew the Sanking was checking the bottom room, because actually, I don't think if he did, but I think he assumed the Liquid supports were out of the lane, but unable to get too many kills here, so not much lost, I guess, apart from a bit of time and as well as the TP scroll money, but Liquid still avoiding all of the Batrider lasso ganks so far.
Yeah, he needs the Blink Dagger, and Dendi not quite having it yet, still about 1,000 gold away, but I imagine we're going to see him just look to rush that, so for the time being, Liquid just... Now the offlane is actually going a lot better for them, and we'll need to see Funnick start to catch up. He'll do that now. He hits level 5, and to head into the jungle, he did get quite a bit of experience considering, but giving up the first blood, and especially to a team with a Wisp, is just not ideal.
Yeah. So as it stands, both teams just trading free farm carry for free farm carry. It's a Morphling against a Mirana. Neither hero is seen all that often as a hard carry here. TC going for a fast phase boost. He can look to get involved a lot earlier and just go for like your phase drums type build if he wants to. As for your Morphling, you need to go straight for that Lincoln's kind of shotgun type build here to take it to that late game sort of just burst damage stage of the game from Morphling.
Yeah, and they do have a Prophet as sort of that secondary source of damage, but I'm looking at a Liquid team that, especially their supports, are just extremely potent in the late game. Lots of AoE, lots of mobility and lockdown. Na'Vi have some good utility supports, but you look at Avenge and Naga, not mobile, not really good at getting pickoffs, particularly after the laning stage. And well, bottom lane, they're diving onto Funnick. There's a tether stun here. Is there an arrow follow-up? No, he's okay. In fact, well, in comes TC. Now he's not okay. Who needs one more right click? Doesn't get it. TC didn't get off that last auto tech. Now he gets magic missiled under the tower, but the tether keeps him safe. That's very unfortunate.
That's where Na'Vi wish they had that Batrider TP. If he TP'd in there, it's at least 1 kill going Na'Vi's way, maybe multiple. So, as well, while he didn't lose anything when he went for that earlier TP, he just lost a future opportunity to be able to TP in. Even though his haste room would have expired, he no longer had the TP to rotate in.
No, now he wants to get his blink. He'll have it soon. 1,700 gold. The clock is ticking. Koikfa. Uh-oh. He's out of mana here. There are stick charges, but he's going to get lassoed immediately. He's going to try to stick and Timber Chain away, but I don't know if it'll be enough. There's your Timber Chain. It's a rather short range one. Gets pushed back into the flames. Not able to juke. He'll go down. Now Bulba joining this fight. He does get a stun off on Funnick, and it will be a 1-for-1, it looks like. Funnick trying to run. Chill, throwing out the net, but just not enough. So in the end, the first relocate turns it around.
Yeah, and that's
sorry, not a relocate, TP.
That's a kill for Dendi, so he gets himself up to very close to a Blink Dagger. Bulba getting forced out of this lane a little bit, but Bulba with Wand, Bracer, Bottle and Boots, he's pretty tanky and resilient here. So with 1k HP, Dendi unable to really just zone him out all too much.
Yeah, and Wave 2's also getting decent levels in the jungle. They forced the Naga to rotate in for that. Puppy wasn't there, but I mean, all in all, it's still a pretty good trade for Liquid, all things considered. Yeah. But the Blink Dagger now comes out for Dendi. And with that blink, might be the next level of aggression. He could at least start to look for kills once his lasso's back up. The main issue is just that Liquid are very elusive and good at counter-ganking. 3 tanky and elusive heroes in your Mirana, Timbersaw and Dragonite, and then even these supports have Tether, Burrow Strike. They are not easy just solo kill targets. There's no Crystal Maiden or anything like that in this game.
And that's where it gets hard for Dendi when he's just got a Blink Dagger. When he looks to Blink Lasso someone, there's so many different heroes that can just immediately stun him up. You've got a Sand King Burrow Strike, you've got DK if he pops his range form with a Dragon Tail. You've got Mirana Arrow, even a Wisp Tether, so it makes it really hard for Dendi to engage until he's got that Force Staff to give him the safety.
Yeah, doesn't have it yet. And the one thing is he can at least threaten to gank and then use the fear to just kind of pull ahead, get his farm up, go for the Force Staff, and then go for kills. But we'll have to see. As for TC, on that safe lane Mirana, going for a Liquid Sphere, went for an early Rain of Health. And good against Naga, good against Venge, good against Batrider, frankly, good against everyone on Na'Vi. So, not your most common carry Mirana item, but definitely suitable for this game. I like this choice.
Yeah. Puppy going to rotate bottom, make sure this tier 1 tower gets kept up for the time being. And Na'Vi, Dendi is smoked top, and he's looking for a pickup. It looks like they want to kill Koikfa again. It's not so much about killing Koikfa, it's about getting a tier 1 tower. The top lane, the easiest for them to push, and if they can kill Koikfa, well, then there's no one really left to defend this lane.
Can they kill him? For the time being, he's okay hanging out at the tower, and Dendy's wasting a lot of time in the river. He's not farming right now, and he's not in the jungle farming either, which...
Okay, he's seen Koikba now, so they know Koikba's still here, and Dendy, he's gonna go in right away.
He's quite far away, though. This is gonna be a big dive. Can they get him back to the rest of the team? Kuroki's there to follow up. There comes your Mirana Moonlight Shadow, but he dies walled mid Timber Chain away. Yeah. Not able to escape.
Yeah, Dendy was just about to look to rotate back towards the middle lane when Koikba showed himself in the top lane, so Koikba was almost patient enough, but just not quite.
Yeah, and also when you're Timbersaw, you're generally so hard to kill that you think you can get out. Meanwhile, mid, Bulba takes a stun, but there's no swap and no real chance to die for a kill.
And the regen rune, so he's quite happy to shrug off all this damage.
And now the catch-up begins. Dendy's been off ganking a lot, and even though he's been somewhat successful, he's given a lot more space to the Dragon Knight, and in that sense, it's pretty much evened out for this mid lane.
Okay, so bottom T1 tower now going to get down to deny range. So have to see TC looking to last hit this, but Funix there. He's not going to go for the deny even. The glyph comes out too late.
Several unfortunate fails there. The last hit missing for TC, the glyph being too late, and nobody on their A game here.
Yeah, Funny, I guess thinking he would go for the glyph rather than the deny right off the bat. There's going to be an arrow flying and hits a creep. I think he was trying to just go to the left of the creep and find Funny, but
fortunately for people up against Mirana, you can't bend your arrow around the creep. So.
Yeah.
That would be pretty broken.
Well, they could get down the lane ward here. So now this lane ward's nice because it means that TC can look to continue farming in a very aggressive position. You can see the Bat Rider if he sort of TPs in looking for a blink initiation. The one thing it won't spot out is if Dendy uses a smoke, which he loves to do. He's just used a second one now from base, heading bottom, and TC is maybe not going to expect this one.
Well, he's still very mobile, though.
Yeah.
If you're not really quick with the lasso and you don't blink right on top of him, he can leap away immediately. He's got the phase boots, too. Dendy, got to get in range here. Firefly does grab him, but TC still has a leap. They've got to burst him quickly. There's no follow-up in sight. Prophet ult. TP. Is it going to be enough? They do sprout him. Can he TP out in time? Flaybreak's already been used. TC's going to get away. Yes, he is. Nicely done.
Dendy needed one more right click there. That was really well played by TC. I think Dendy maybe needed to just save the full aim break there, but using it up and gets punished for it.
Yeah, and also just having a third hero there to easily secure the kill. That was playing it pretty close.
Yeah, Dendy rushed things a bit there. He could have. TC wasn't leaving the lane.
Yeah, and considering he has an ultimate orb, he's a lot harder to kill than what a Mirana might be normally at this stage.
Liquid going to get the T1 mid tower now. There's no glyph up, and Bulba looking for a stun to set things up. Na'Vi multiple TPs, but the tower goes the way of Liquid. Even though they don't get the last hit, they prevent Na'Vi from denying it. And
Bulba's coming back in here. He wants to fight Arrow to fly. It's off the mark, but they will stun Puppy now. Song of the Siren allows them to disengage. Fluff comes in. The orb splashing through, but that should be the end of it. In fact, they drop a sentry. They want to turn around on Fluff here. I'm not sure about that choice. They do get the kill, but immediately the Venge drops. Then the Naga drops. They're going to lose 2 for 1. Could have just walked away.
I think they just underestimated Liquid a bit there with their damage after that. They use, like, Relocate in and Wisp not bring anyone, but they still have so much stun lockdown as well as just good burst damage. Like, Flame Breath at this point in the game with a Sand King Burrow Strike will kill off these heroes in no time at all.
Now, the one hero and player that we've just completely not talked about this game is actually Kuroki on the Morphlane. He's going to have a very fast Lincoln Sphere, and once you get that on Morphlane, then you split push freely. Then it becomes a little bit harder for the enemy team to gank you. But Liquid still have some ways to stun them reliably. You've got your Tether stun and your Arrow. Well, not reliable, but stuff that does go through the Lincolns. Those are your 2 main ones. So even with the Lincolns, he's not 100% safe.
As it stands, both Mirana and Morphling dead even on farm. There's nothing separating these two. They've got almost the exact same net worth. Both of them sitting on Ultimate Orb with Perseverance and an upgraded boot. So it's very... this is the even Game 3. We talked about Game 1, Na'Vi stomped Liquid. Game 2, Liquid stomped Na'Vi. And Game 3 looking very close.
CC caught out bottom, overextended, and again goes down. Na'Vi really starting to execute this movement around the map nicely. And TC, he's got a lane ward here. Thought he was safe, but he was wrong.
Was that another smoke from Na'Vi, or was that just they avoided the lane ward?
Oh, there's like no way for them to have gotten here without smoking, so they must have smoked.
Well, see, the first kill on one of the carry heroes here, so Mirana going down, and that's an important kill for Na'Vi, because it buys them more time to get Kuroki, his Lincolns up, as well as generally you want to get the Ethereal Blade. We'll have to even see if Kuroki tries to come to fight when he's got this Lincolns.
Yeah, once you get the Lincolns, it's still, you got to farm that next item, but he's in good shape, and ultimately, I would much rather have a farm Morphling than a farm Mirana.
Liquid are bringing 4 or 5 heroes towards the top lane. They're looking for Kuroki here. He's going to run into the 2 supports, which is fine, because these 2 supports cannot kill him on their own.
Epi, he's going to take a lot of damage, but he's not going to die.
Not even close.
And well, if the Epi damage is hitting him, it's a bit closer, but he still lives.
Yeah, he's still sitting on like 1200 HP after some Strength Morph there, and he could have morphed a lot more to Strength, so Kuroki easily gets away from that gank, and Liquid, I think, maybe thinking that... I think they were hoping it'd be at his tower, because then they'd have Koikva as well as Bulba there, and they needed all 4 heroes to actually get that kill.
TC, he's going to get caught out here in the jungle once again. TC, 3rd death of the game most likely coming through. Dendi blinking forward. He doesn't actually have lasso. TC, though, netted up, throws out an arrow, but he'll drop yet again. They've relocated in. They want to turn it around. There's no song here. There are stick charges on Chill. Puppy, no defensive swap. Actually, he's got stick charges too, but they're just going to abandon Chill. Sorry, Bubba. We're out of here. So it's a relocate, but the key... Actually, they lost the Prophet.
Yeah,
too.
I didn't see how Prophet died there, but they did lose Prophet as well.
He must have just dropped initially during that engagement.
Yeah, I think he died instantly in the relocate, so...
Yeah.
That's still okay for Liquid. At the same time, Na'Vi, I think, getting the Mirana kill while Morphling's still free farming is great for them.
But there's always the X factor, and that this game is the Dragon Knight. Bulba getting pretty fat. He's now got a Shadow Blade picked up, and ultimately, the late game Dragon Knight probably is more of a hard carry than the Mirana even. Sure, he goes mid at first, but he's going to scale better with the farm. More naturally tanky, has that 100% AoE splash and the slow, so a hero that can just kind of the trade blows with a Morphling late game, and even if the Morphling would win 1v1, the Dragon Knight is very hard to kill.
Yeah, I imagine he does have to go for the BKB because of the shotgun on the Morphling, so that's going to prevent him going just pure carry damage, because DK, while he is a strength hero, actually ends up being fairly squishy to magic damage. It's one of those things which kills him off very easily, so shotgun Morphling is great against Dragon Knight.
Yeah, it is, and generally we'd want to see a BKB on him anyway. There's still the magic missile, there's still the Prophet ult, the Nagasan and the Siren as well that you want to be able to jump through. And, well, the game continues.
Both teams with dual core lineups, essentially. Oh, Dragon
relocate on the middle lane. Bulba diving in for Dendi. Here comes your relocate. They've caught him out, but the song was there. Great reaction by Chill to stand, and Dendi's going to retreat. They'll cancel the TP on Puppy, and a relocate for a song. Not a bad trade.
Yeah, I like that. They don't try and fight that. That was the mistake they made last time when they used the song at this middle lane. They tried to turn around and fight.
Oh, Koikva caught out. He was trying to Timber Chain away, but the right clicks from Kuroki bring him down. Lincoln Sphere online. And now, well, now he starts to work towards that first big item.
Yeah, and Na'Vi going to bring in Funny. Speaking of Funny, he's got phase boots as well as a Midas now. And this is where he's the second core hero for this Na'Vi lineup. He needs to get some decent farm and items up to take this into the late game. It can't just be the Morphling when you're up against a Dragon Knight as well as Mirana.
It's a very tough game for Nature's Prophet. Every single hero on Liquid, aside from maybe Timbersaw, is really like tailor-made to gank and punish the split-pushing Prophet. Shadowblade Dragon Knight, relocating Sand King, the Wisp tethers, the arrows flying out from Mirana, willy-nilly. So the fact that Funix only died 3 times is honestly not bad, all things considered.
Yeah, I think both teams are going to be okay with how things have started. It's very even, almost dead even as far as the gold graph's concerned. The experience slightly in Na'Vi's favor as a whole, but we'll have to see if things remain that way. Way2 at top lane.
He's in a bit of trouble here. There is a Sentry Ward. Now Way2 starts to take big damage, netted up and brought down another kill to the Morphling. They gotta stop giving him kills.
Yes.
It's one thing to trade farm, but if you start feeding kills to a Morphling, he gets that shotgun out quickly. Not only is he getting it faster, but you're squishier as a result. Yeah. Especially if the supports are dying, and that means that he'll have even more opportunities moving forward.
Yeah, Bulba's looking for a pickoff here in the enemy jungle, not finding anyone. If he gets a stun, that's where you see your Wisp relocate in. And Wisp right now next to Quake that could bring either him or the Mirana in.
Interesting. Kuroki went back for a pretty late reign of a kill. He just had his reign of protection, and besides they haven't spotted it, which is pretty late. But now he has it.
Na'Vi at mid need to be careful. It looks like Dragon Knight is coming in from behind. There's a Moonlight Shadow as well. Immediately onto Funnick. There's your relocate coming in from the wind. They're going to blow up Funnick. The swap not going to save his life. Puppy guaranteed to fall as well, it looks like. And now Dendi, he's TP'd into his own death, possibly. Nope, Liquid decide. They've backed off. They've overstayed their welcome. Dendi.
They're relocating right back there. He doesn't know it, but they're coming right back now. Dendi, well, not the most successful gank. They might even find Kuroki as well. Indeed, they will. Timbersaw doing work against that Morphling.
Yeah, Morphling, that strength convert nowhere near as fast as it used to be, and 5 heroes on a Morphling will burst him down in no time at all.
That did get a slight buff in 6.79. It's like from 0.25 to 0.2 or something.
Okay.
In terms of like the delay between gaining more strength or something like that, I think. But either way, it's a small buff, and here Liquid comes barreling down the middle lane, looking at the tower. The dragon's poison ticking it down. And Na'Vi, very hard to defend. There's no lasso. There's no song. This tower is dead.
Yeah, it looks like Na'Vi are going to let go. They nice to knife Puppy. Arrow going to get dodged here, so Na'Vi buy themselves some more time, but this is where, after a fight like that, they're now on the back foot. They realize they've got to maybe go for just a bit more just kind of rat Dota with the Nature's Prophet. Kuroki's just got to farm more, and he cannot fight on his own against multiple Liquid heroes. He's very prone to being ganked off.
Yeah, the Morphling wants to be fighting in these small skirmishes, whereas Liquid are getting to Deathball status now. They don't have their Blink Dagger up on wave 2, but he's working towards it. All their heroes are mobile. All their heroes are strong in those larger clashes, and for Na'Vi, they do have some single target heroes here.
In the jungle, stunned up by Bulba, and here comes an arrow, nicely played by TC. Gets the follow-up, and Liquid get themselves another kill. Possibly even Funnick as well. Na'Vi in all sorts of trouble. I think they may just need to use the Song here to escape this one, and there we go. Funnick needs to TP out. 5 seconds.
Another Song they had to use defensively. Funnick might actually get caught. He's going to go under cover of Shadow Amulet, and that will keep him alive.
Well, they lose Dendi there as well, so that's expensive. Escape from Na'Vi.
So was he just like diving the enemy jungle looking for kills? Or?
I think it was mostly just farming there, and he did have multiple heroes backing him up, but I think Liquid, they scouted him out with an Invis Dragon Knight, and then it's like, okay, we scout him out, let's just bring in multiple heroes TPing and a Wisp relocate.
Yeah, Fluff and stuff seems like it feels like he's been everywhere this game. Every relocate's been effective, and that's been really the saving grace for Liquid. There were a few points in this game where it started to look tough. And
they get Puppy here with a... That once again, it's these Shadow Blade initiations from Bulba. Na'Vi just keep getting caught out, and Bulba with this Shadow Blade, his item's paying for itself. He's 5-0-5 currently on Dragon Knight.
Yeah, after a bad start mid, which you expect against the Batrider, he was down like 20 CS at one point, but, well, as soon as Dendi goes ganking, and as soon as you get level 6, on the Dragon Knight, the lane equalizes, and now he's actually ahead in terms of farm.
He's not just setting up kills, he's also responsible for all these towers down on the Na'Vi side, taking 2 towers in the mid lane as well as the tier 1 bottom and top. This is all from that Dragon Knight ulti corrosive attack.
Yeah, Dragon Knight, pretty strong hero, and pretty versatile as well. Liquid Sphere is now out on TC, and working towards probably his first damage item of the game. Not really a game where you'd go for like a BKB or anything next, so we'll see him going to something more right-click oriented. But meanwhile, it's Dendi, again caught out mid. Na'Vi just somewhat self-destructing here. They're going to give up another kill, probably. Dendi, a few more orbs are going to hit him, and he will go down to Fluff. Every time the Shadow Blade initiation comes, it's just another kill.
Yeah, and now top lane in the jungle here. Looks like Koikvo's on the run here, just battling it out a bit with Kuroki, but nothing really coming of that one. And yeah, like you say, Na'Vi just... They need Sentry Wards. They need to treat this Dragon Knight like a Nyx Assassin, except a Nyx Assassin with a much shorter cooldown on that Shadow Blade.
Yeah, shorter cooldown and also much harder to bring down and doing more damage in the fight. So very fearsome foe. And I'm actually looking at the way the game's developing, and I don't even know if Na'Vi have this if they do catch up and farm and stabilize, because Liquid, to me, their supports and even their utility hero just are going to get more done than Na'Vi. Where Batrider initiation is great, but I don't think Na'Vi have the burst to kill anyone who gets lassoed as this game goes later.
Yeah, Vengeful Spirit's nice to help out whoever's getting initiated on by the Dragon Tail. Like, if Na'Vi have 5 during these fights, when Bulba initiates, he's like, okay, we swap him out. But, well, as it stands, we're not really seeing all too much in
Funnick, he'll be the next one caught out. Easy pickings for Fluff and Bulba. They're not even having to work for these kills. They just walk in, instantly stun, and
Bulba's making it look so easy on Dragon Knight. And to me, it's like... This here is a good ganker with a Shadow Blade, but it shouldn't be this easy. I think Na'Vi are just playing a bit sloppy.
Yeah. They're pushing really far. Dendi farming the enemy jungle on his own without having vision into the jungle with lots of heroes off the map. Na'Vi just accustomed to dictating the tempo and their opponents bowing to them, but Liquid are standing strong, and as a result, even though they've had kill after kill after kill, it feels they're not that far ahead. It's a 4,000 experience lead. Only a 1,500 gold lead, but I just feel like Liquid are going to use the resources they've gotten better because of their hero composition.
Yeah. Dendi picks up an Invis Room, but he walked directly over this Sentry Ward, and Liquid immediately ping him. They know he's at this bottom lane, and he's Invis at that. So Liquid either comes, drops Sentry Wards, prepares to sort of bait this out, or they just, well, they don't get baited by Kuroki, who's on the morph.
Kuroki's just going Yasha, so he's going like pure right-click build, Manta, maybe even a bit of split push, but not going for the pick-off build. No shotgun for him yet. Okay. You can go back for it, but... Generally, shotgun's something either you get it out quickly or you just skip it.
Yeah, it looks like he doesn't want to go that build at all. And, well, we're seeing Na'Vi trying to just pressure things and bait things out here in the bottom lane. But Liquid, they know Dendi's here, somewhere over the tree line. He's going to Firefly over, and he's looking for that pick-off. Maybe going to find way to.
Well, he's looking in the tree line, but meanwhile, Liquid, very good positioning. They're not going to be easily caught. Funnick, however, it was a relocate. Caught out. It was a deep ward placed by Liquid. that set that one up.
I love how as soon as the relocates used, Way2 and Quake backed off even before Dendi poked his head out. They knew once Liquid showed themselves in the top lane, they're going to get jumped and dived at bottom lane by the Batrider. So they backed off before Dendi even came out.
Now TC, does he... I thought he would have had another item by now.
He's got a Mithril Hammer. So
yeah, I thought there was another one. No, I guess not. But still, we'll see what he goes for. Either Maelstrom or Desolator would be decent here.
Yep.
And finally, all of his first damage items. So Liquid, to me, like, we've mostly seen them just show off the ganky side of their team. I actually think their team fight's even stronger. You've got Epicenter, great initiation from Moonlight Shadow and Arrow, big AoE from the Timbersaw, and then that Dragon Knight, once he hits level 16, is like a king of the team fight.
Bulba's going again. Karoki's got a link into. He needs something to break this, and then he can immediately stun afterwards. What's it going to be?
I think they need an arrow to hit, to be honest.
Yeah, they don't seem to have anything to break this. Wisp cannot. Earn does no longer.
They have Burrow Strike, but that's really it.
Yeah. Earn doesn't break it anymore. I guess maybe if you're a Wisp can farm something like a 4-staff, but it's not easy to...
That's asking a lot, I suppose.
Yes. Well, I guess Fluff being involved in a lot of these kills, he's going for the mech, so he's actually only 200 away from a mech right now.
Well, meanwhile, again, I want to point out, Liquid, they're putting up amazing wards to punish Rat Dota, to find these pickoffs on Na'Vi when they're trying to just play greedy and turtle and farm. And with those 3 wards, Na'Vi just cannot be in their own jungle. This is where Dendi's got a gem, but they need to actually go D-ward as a team.
They needed this gem some time ago. With these Dragon Knights playing up kill after kill, they really needed this Batrider gem.
They can't be roaching now. This is going to go very poorly, I feel. There's a Blink Dagger on Way2. Arrow to fly into the pit. It's only going to hit the big boy. Actually hits the Treants. Roche is okay, but this is... Bulba's level 16 as well. If they fight here, they're almost certainly getting team wiped.
He sees Bulba. He wants to lasso him. Maybe force up onto the high ground here. Wiz could relocate out of this one. He's not doing so yet. Bulba's trapped. Okay, relocate out. Bulba's fine.
Pulled him right back down to the low ground. 2 feet away. Now he goes up onto the high ground, but he's getting right-click. Doesn't matter. Timbersaw over the top. Massive AoE damage. Just blows them all to bits. Chill, likely next in line. Your BKB Dragon Knight just going ham on him. Chill will fall. That's 4 down, I believe. There was a buyback on
and Dendi
the Morphlane. No, Dendi will be number 4 here. He's going to take the fall. Your Nature's Prophet, did he buy back? No, so... Prophet the lone, quote-unquote, survivor, but...
Morphling bought back
essentially
TP bottom, and this Morphling is not going to be here to defend, so this is going to be... Raxus going the way of Liquid, it looks like. 15 seconds on Naga Siren, 8 seconds on the Vengeful Spirit. Batrider dead, and...
There's no lasso here. There's no Prophet ult. Yep. There's no Naga Sleep. There's just nothing. Liquid, take 1 lane of Rax, and then they're going to back off, probably push out these side lanes, or even just go straight into Roche.
Yeah, they'll be the ones getting Roshan themselves, and this is going to be hard for Na'Vi. I guess Na'Vi would be able to contest Roche, so I think Liquid, first of all, will look to push out some of these lanes, but with a Rax advantage, Na'Vi possibly going to be dropping down into that loser bracket best of 5 to fight for survival in WePlay Dota 2.
Well, that would give us an EG versus Na'Vi matchup. They've delivered some epic games in the past. You go back to DreamHack Winter, I believe it was, that game where Fear had the 5-man or 4-man cleave, kills everyone in an amazing Sven performance. They've had some very exciting games, so that would be a treat, but well, Liquid, they're not gonna keel over just to assume this one is done until Na'Vi have completely given up on the game, and for now they work towards their next items. TC going for a Mjolnir, which great item to put on the Dragon Knight. I actually like this pickup a lot more than the Desolator.
Yeah.
Just gives them a lot more punch in the team fights, and frankly, you can't ignore Bulba. I don't think they can kill him either, or even dent his armor.
Well, Na'Vi going to once again go into the Roshan pit. Liquid need to respond and respond soon. They've got the gem now, so this Na'Vi team are playing complete... Have they even got Sentry Wards? Arrow comes in, hits Dendi, and Roshan getting low, but Na'Vi are here.
They're all in for this. If they lose a big fight like this, Puppy swaps himself into the pit for some reason. Now, in comes your whiff, relocate, epicenter special. Everybody dropping low. They're all melting. They're all dying. 3 dead. The Aegis already been popped. Coming back is the Morphling. Dendi trapped on the high ground. Duke it out with Quakefa. Kuroki trying to find that wisp, but back goes Fluff, tethering forward again. I don't think they can kill him. They need a little more damage. Bulba's not here in the fight, at least not in this phase of it, and Kuroki is the only one doing the heavy lifting, waving over the top, but another burst strike clips him. Way2 about to drop. He's still alive. He finally goes down. The arrow's going to connect, though, and Bulba finally gets pushed onto the high ground by an adaptive strike.
Oh, no.
Big plays from Kuroki, waving down to the low ground, but he might drop to these orbs. Barely alive. I think he's going to live. No TC on the hunt. There's no mana here. He's got a waveform soon. Actually, he does have the mana. If he dies here, this will be a disaster. He buys a TP. He waves south. He TPs out. Arrow to fly. Just off the mark.
So close. That Lincoln does not block Arrow anymore. That would have been the death of the Morphling, and Luckily for Na'Vi, Kuroki's still alive, but either way, that fight goes horribly wrong for them.
That relocate epicenter into the pit. Very legit combo.
And if they were a second earlier, Aegis does not go Navi's way. Na'Vi only broke even there, or like I think they even slightly lost the fight again because Kuroki picked up the Aegis. If he didn't, that is disaster for Na'Vi.
Bulba, under cover of Shadowblade, parked behind the towers, getting close towards the Assault Cuirass. And that's the other thing for Liquid is, we saw them fight right before they got, top lane. They're looking for Funnick, but they're not going to be able to find him. But we saw them, back to bottom. They're relocating back in, and they want to fight this now. They swap in Koifa. He takes a Magic Missile, but they need this Morphling to kill him off. He waves right into the entire enemy team. Bulba going straight on to Dendi, despite the song. I don't know. He's just killing everyone off. This dragon has no master. He gets lassoed, even pulled back to the base. Still alive. There's a tether over the top. The medical assistance from Fluff coming through. The heal, all keeping him alive through the tether. Now Kuroki on the run. 2 dead. More to follow if Kuroki doesn't get out. Arrow is going to connect. Another stun. Another kill. Liquid are overrunning Na'Vi, and with this game, which looks more and more to be Liquid's, they will advance straight into the playoffs and play Alliance in the playoffs. And
Kuroki has the money for a buyback, but it's on cooldown. He needs to just buy items at this stage in the game. You can't be saving for buyback when it's on cooldown. You're fighting to stay alive in game number 3. And Liquid just destroyed Na'Vi. Bottom Rax is going to take a fall. This is 2 sets of Raxes here. Bottom as well as middle lane. And
it's Dendi dead too. That's another kill. Na'Vi all but giving up on this game. With the death there for the Batrider, there's just no way out. This is it, God. They're toast.
Beyond godlike streak on Bulba's Dragonite. He is 11-0 and 10. This player has been the MVP so many times for Liquid and doing it once again here.
Yeah, Dendi had the decent start in the mid lane, but he just spent so much time off ganking, and although it was successful, it wasn't enough to make up for how much farm Bulba got, the number of towers he pushed. And now, well, Puppey's going to drop as well. Bulba does fall. That's 1,000 gold back Navi's way, but they're still fighting here. They pretty much feel this game's out of reach for Na'Vi. Diving is Koifa, throwing out the Chakram slightly off the mark, and Fluff, he'll bring them back now. But in the end, they get 2 lane of Rax. They now lead by 7,500 gold, 12,000 experience. And they are in firm command of game number 3.
Yeah, and that 1k gold for the godlike streak goes to your support Nagasarim, which does not matter at all for Na'Vi. They need that on heroes like the Morphling and the Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet has money for a Hex here, and he just needs to buy it. He can't be saving for buyback. Same for Morphling Kuroki. Whatever he needs to, gonna buy, he needs to buy it now. He buys a Manta Style. He could have had that during that last fight. And now he's got his buyback, but he's like, okay, I don't want the money for it anymore. So Na'Vi just seem a bit out of sorts here in this game 3 decider.
Yeah, it's been 2 games in a row where they didn't have every player on their comfortable roles. In game 1 they did, and game 1 was easy, but you go back to game 1, and I don't think it's fair to give it all to Na'Vi. It was also partially Liquid, just some questionable laning decisions, and just great early rotations from Na'Vi, sure, but you go back to that Zeus versus Troll mid, and just an unwinnable matchup, really, for the Zeus. Yeah. This game, well, Na'Vi, draft was okay, but I felt like Liquid's draft just a little bit more versatile. More AoE, more mobility, and Na'Vi a little bit single target heavy.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Na'Vi, they are playing without Havos. Game 2 is on the Crystal Maiden because of some PC/internet issues. Here in Game 3, they're using a stand-in with Kuroki on carry, but this is still, 4 of the 5 players, and Liquid, I think, are just playing amazingly well right now.
Yeah, if they win this game, that will mean that they've beat 2-1 twice in a row, as well as tying Alliance 1-1 in the WePlay group stages. So they would then head into the playoffs, potentially having beaten or matched 2 of the 3 other teams. Empire, the one team I don't know if they've actually faced yet, but, well, either way, Liquid, they'll feel very confident, assuming they go on to win, which right now seems all but certain.
Yep, they get the last outer tower now, and, well, speaking about towers, they've already taken most of these inner towers with the 2 lanes of Raxus down, and Liquid grouped up at top. There's actually an engagement middle lane. Dragon Knight and Wisp looking for a pickoff here, not going to find it.
They've got a relocate available, but I think for now, just D-ward, push out all the lanes, and then you go for that 3rd and final lane of Rax. There's no need to get cute or overly aggressive.
Yeah, Kuroki's invis here. I think he's just going to try backdoor this middle tier 1 tower, it looks like, get himself some more extra gold. This will almost give him enough for a buyback here. So yeah, he's going to go in, get this tier 1 tower, but there's
Meanwhile, they have kidnapped Quakefoot, but the arrow comes in. Oh, hits a creep. Now they swap him deeper in enemy territory. Then he gets stunned up. He can't get out. That is the gem going back the other way. That's the kind of pickoff you need, but right back into the fight comes Wave 2 with a decent epi. The song thrown out. It keeps Funnick in fighting shape. Bulba changes targets because he is netted up. He can't finish him off. Now he tries to finish Kuroki, but Na'Vi are defending with every last ounce of their strength. Still, though, despite that great defense, Song is now down, Lasso is down, and Liquid have 5 alive on the high ground, pushing through for this final lane of Rax.
Yep, in goes Bulba now, starts right-clicking in this tower. Fluff and Stuff has the overcharge to give him the extra attack speed, and Na'Vi have to go in. They've got to defend this. This is do or die for them.
Can they defend it? In come the trance as well. Immediately Shadow Blading away as Funnick. Bulba does get stunned. There's a defensive relocate if needed,
Nice
but they don't need it. Not through the overcharge. Once more under the breach from Koikfa, bringing them down fast, doing a lot of damage. And, well, the tower's about to fall. Defensive swap, but it means Puppey will be the casualty instead. Liquid, do they chase or do they just settle for the easy and secure racks? They want a little. Both two heroes chasing. The rest pushing, and actually, in the end, on the backside, the Mirana gets picked off. Kuroki ends up getting that kill. He's doing what he can. Snipes him, and straight buyback into the fight again, coming from your Mirana, right tethered up, and quickly they'll bring down this third and final lane of racks. And even if Na'Vi win a fight here, this is just too much damage for their structures at this point.
Yeah, there's no Song of the Siren. Batrider has a lasso, but he just can't find an opening to go in. If he gets stunned by Bulba, he just straight up dies. And Liquid get themselves Mega Creep. They're going to be taking this Game 3, and they're into the top 4 and prize money in the WePlay Dota 2 tournament.
Absolutely. One last fight, one last breath of effort from Na'Vi, but still 3 lanes of racks down. Full Mega Creeps now secured for Liquid and hunting for additional kills. Dendi will fall to TC. Liquid strutting their stuff yet again. Kuroki getting picked off. Chill, he'll be next in line here. Unable to run. This Mirana actually hitting quite hard. And
GG.
Na'Vi call the GG. Liquid have done it. They've taken Na'Vi down 2-1 in their last 2 meetings.
Yeah, not once, but beating Na'Vi twice is impressive. I mean, you can mention that how Na'Vi weren't playing with Havos here, but all in all, Liquid are just looking so solid here. Game 2 was the TC show on the Alchemist. Game 3, all about Bob with the Dragon. Na'Vi a little bit, I just say, sloppy with their defensive sentry warding. They didn't really ever prepare for those Lothars or Shadowblade ganks coming in, but all in all, Liquid just played so well together. Fluff and stuff, especially on the Wisp, I feel, just was there whenever he was needed.
Yeah, like we can't deny the Havos factor had an effect. In Game 1, it seemed like he wasn't having issues, and Na'Vi crushed. In Game 2, he was on Crystal Maiden, not his comfort hero, and it wasn't the Havos we're accustomed to.
They changed their drafts as well because of that, I feel.
It had an effect, but I think you give still like 90% of the credit to Liquid for this win.
Yeah.
So with that being said, guys, Liquid move on. They will be playing Alliance in the playoffs, which start not tomorrow, but the next day. There's only a 1-day break. The schedule has been updated, but we're not done yet. We have a best of 5 coming up. It's going to be EG versus Liquid.
Ooh, that'll be good.
Who are your rares on, gods?
Look, you've got to go. I feel like you've got to go with Na'Vi. They 2-0'd EG last time.
Sorry, Na'Vi versus
EG. Yeah, they 2-0'd EG last time. I guess it does depend somewhat. If they're playing without Havos, I'd say it becomes maybe a 50-50 matchup. But if they've got Havos, I definitely favor Na'Vi, maybe like 70% in their favor, especially considering it's a best of 5. The longer the series goes, the more you've got to favor the experience and just veteran team Na'Vi.
I'm actually going to say I'm favoring EG in this matchup. I've been very impressed by MSS lately. I feel he's really coming into his own.
You're an American fanboy here.
MSS has had some big plays. You weren't casting that game where he stole the Aegis.
They got 0-2'd. These guys lost to, like, gaming and stuff recently.
What, 2 days ago? Trust me, guys. In the past 2 days, they've evolved. Whatever.
Okay.
My rares are on EG. They're going to take it. We'll see if that happens. Stay tuned. That series coming up next.